wow, Lara Trump is taking no prisoners, ladies and gentlemen. I've said this forever. I've said this actually since 2020. We can't like pack up and go home, right? We want to win. And so what frightened me about 2020 was the lack of enthusiasm I saw coming from so many conservatives. And I get it. Like you feel like, hey, we did everything. We were there at the rallies. We're there. We're tuning in to Trish Regan and others. I mean, you're doing your part, right? And yet it slipped away in 2020. And so you're like, how could that be? Well, part of the reason, frankly, whether you like it or not, is that the Democrats have a better organizational front and they've had more money. Hey, Zuck over at Facebook, he's done his fair share, shall we say, to help with some of that absentee ballots and registering people, ballot harvesting, as they like to say. Well, a lot of people were so discouraged, and it reminded me of what I've seen in Venezuela, where people are like, oh my gosh, we can't get rid of this. We can't get rid of this Hugo Chavez guy. And so they think they're going to just pack up and go home. And I'm saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And what I love is Lara Trump is saying the exact same thing. This woman is on a mission. She just fired 60 people. Woo! Fired 60 staffers over at the RNC. But, look, she's doing what she has to do because you can't be spending 70 grand on flowers. Thank you very much. We're here to win, are we not? You need to be a lean, mean machine. And Lara, who's a triathlon athlete, by the way, she's running to win this thing, right? She wants to win. She's competitive. She knows what she has to do. Watch her here on Hannity.
You're exactly right, Sean. Look, this is a must-win election. I think people look around this country and they're horrified by what they've seen going on. And I just want to make sure that people out there take this very seriously. And I can tell you at the RNC, we are already doing that. This is day 2 of me as co-chair of the RNC. I have a great team over there with Michael Whatley as our chairman now. And I'll tell you, we're very focused on winning. And all the things you just laid out are things that we have to embrace as a party if we ever want to compete with the Democrats. If we want to win, we got to change the way we do things. We cannot just sit back and play the game the same way. You said it would be great if we had all those things. One day of voting, voter ID all across this country, paper ballots. Guess what? We could get there one day. But in order to do that, Donald Trump has to be elected as the 47th president. We have to expand our lead in the House, and we have to take back the Senate. So we are incredibly focused on those things at the RNC. Right now, we have the first ever election integrity division at the RNC. That means massive resources going to this one thing. If people out there, Sean, don't feel like their vote counts, they don't trust the system we have, then we are no longer the country we once thought we were. We will have trained poll watchers, poll observers, poll workers, people in tabulation centers all across this country.
I mean,
if you want to
all over it, right? That's what needs to happen. And I get it. Like, none of us actually really wants to say, hey, yeah, it's all going to be absentee ballots, etc. But hey, we got to put some systems in place. You know what? We really, really do.